All right. First and foremost, I hate nuclear engines. Just FYI, just super FYI. I actually really hate them. They are literal death sentences to an area as like radioactive waste material, and I hate that. They're highly uh, scary to like ever design with, and just can get that out of the way. Plus, they're kind of hard to source any of the fuel for. But the reason why I was talking about this, or I'm making this recording, is because it was like, well, the question was posited for me. Like, what was the worst engine, rocket or jet engine ever made? And the answer is a jet that was made with nuclear radioactive material that Scott Manley did a video about. But it's like, this was before 3 Mile Island and Chernobyl. And they were all like, no, nukes that we barely know how to control. Behold, jet engine. And I was like, what the fuck? They would do that? This sounds insanely dangerous. Who would do that? But, all right. So, I was like, well, we have better materials. This is 2023, almost 2024 now. And so it's like, all right, we have diamond like carbon and polycrystalline diamond, which are very good at being able to uh, slow down neutron reactions and even transfer heat. Now, if we run a given uh, fluid or air like nitrogen, I use the nitrogen filter tech because like high flow nitrogen still exists, but I'm sure we can manage to figure out like a little bit of separation, right? And he's like, all right, so we put Stirlings in the wings like they do for nuclear submarines, and then we allow for a given vacuum and pressure differential to allow for production of electricity, not to mention that also helps cool. We were going to run air through, we're only diverting a little bit, and we can always run like a basic ram air super turbo kind of effect, like a standard Brayton. But the reason why I'm talking about it is because if I heat up and then run a big Z current pinch through nitrogen, I get a plasma. Then that electron, you know, excitation gets pumped into an increased amount of oxygen that we have. I can store that, make it ionic, dump it in, and explosively decompose it. And it's like, well, now I can make it out of a much smaller material amount. I can then expose more and ultimately have a higher heat with a better tolerance with less radioactivity that has a use of its given heat thermal profile for accelerating the given gases using thermals and a standard linear acceleration of electromagnetic and standard electrostatic. And it's like, well, if I store a little bit of it and use the Stirling effect, then I can cool some of that oxygen, some of that nitrogen, and then combine them with that heat and explosively decompose them in orbit. It has a lot less radioactivity, it's more efficient, it has more than enough heat, all of that. And it'll last for a long time, I'm talking decades. Just like the submarines and aircraft carriers we have do. It's just that now we have to get nuclear material, radioactive nuclear material. And I'm like, I'm not a fan of it, but I suppose you could do it. I wouldn't do it, personally. I mean, you don't need it. You can get there without it. I'm just not a fan of any radioactive substance traveling very fast. Just as an FYI. But I don't know. It's that thing where it's like, well, back in the day, the worst jet engine ever produced was a nuclear jet engine. The cleanest jet engine to ever possibly get produced in terms of a concept like I'm talking about would be something like this. It would have practically no radioactivity. It would be basically running off the very heat it generates, which is dynamic. It'd run for decades, and fact of the matter is it could still go really, really high atmosphere and really, really, really fast. It would be able to make its own fuel as it does it, and so as a result, it'd be very, very efficient. It's effectively like an air engine just souped up with more heat, which is fine because all heat engines and jet engines are that. So I'm like, whoopee doo, I got some batteries here, made some of it like a little bit vacuumy. That's the wing thing, and some of the fuselage. What do you know? I got a little bit more lift and buoyancy, lightness. You know what I mean, right? And it's like, well, I can now get it to go faster. It's like that's shaping of aerodynamics, and then it's like getting rid of certain hot spots in certain areas. That's my ram air. That's my filtration. That's my separation. That's my Stirling. That's my blah 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 stuff. And then it's like next thing you know, bingo bongo, I've got a very capable, long-lasting jet rocket engine. I can put some solar panels on the top and of the fuselage and the wings. Make it even more. So now I've got a constant, never-ending glider at high altitude traveling very fast Mach. Till eventually I can just go into orbit and effectively stay there for however long I want. Good old military designs. But the reason why I never liked them is because it's like, there's no fucking good reason for these things. If they ever fail, you're fucked. You have a radioactive wasteland. I hate them. It's I don't like them. I don't like them. I just don't. You could do it, sure. Yeah, you could do it. You can exchange things. We had way better heat exchangers that can handle way higher heats now. Like, just for an instance, super diamonds, which is not what I'm talking about, but like you can honestly make the polycrystalline and diamond-like carbon effectively adhere to each other in a way that mimics very consistently a very high heat transfer graphene super diamond-like material. That means it has a very fast, extraordinarily fast heat transfer. But then it's like, well, but also, this is heat here, this is cold there. I can use piezoelectrics for basic Stirling. That's the diaphragm stuff. It moves, and it's like linear generation for any given movement, too. That's the correct little stronger types of magnets in a given substrate material. And what do you know? I have now, with the right, copper coils or whatever it is, a lot of electricity produced. That easily makes this very doable. I mean, hell, I can make it with the neutron, reducing heat exchanger for the given rod you're going to use for the diamond, right? Because that's a heat exchanger. It's like just expose a little bit more, just expose a little less. But also makes it so that way you can exchange heat very efficiently, which means you can use them as plates now that are surrounding this, and so you can be right next to them, and for the most part, they'll never really, realistically, be radioactive enough for you to have to worry. It happens to vibrate a little bit, put a little bit of piezoelectrics in there, and what do you know, presto changeo with the right little fucking goddamn lines embedded inside of them. I've got more electricity produced. It's an air heat, but so is like all fucking jet engines, so I don't really see what the difference is. If it moves the right way, now I have an acoustic resonance, which allows for me to gain an even greater degree of efficiency at different altitudes, because it's like it's an RPM for pumping, for ultimately allowing for a greater degree of thrust and heat exchange, which is now a acoustic resonance pump that can support a type of ram air Jules Thomson concentration into a bell end expansion capture with a gimbal and thrust vector style jet engine. simple stuff, anybody can understand that, most likely knows anything about it. But it's like, no, I don't understand any of this. And I'm like, I feel like you just don't want to. Because you don't want, like, nuclear reactive material flying around at high Mach and high altitude that can just hit anyone anywhere and just be suddenly very vastly too radioactive. And I'm like, yeah, I'm on your side. So you didn't, like, ever want to build this. And we're in agreement on that. You know what I mean? But it's like, it's not hard or difficult on the understanding kind of style. But that's why I like to use it for fuel cells. See, I came up with the idea of a fuel cell plate system that happens to run effectively hydrogen, some nitrogen, some electricity produced for the given diaphragmatic, Stirling engine. And it was like, what do you know? That works just fine because in an ionic and plasmification realm of these two gases, it creates in its given pressurized state, in an explosive decompression moment with a little bit of electromagnetic stimulation and some good old fashioned e-juice, otherwise known as electrons moving around, I get boom. It also happens to travel in acoustic resonance pumps, which effectively captures it mostly far more efficiently. I can burn it almost completely in what is the equivalent of like an onion bell end rear end. And then the pinch point is essentially the fuel cells, as the resonance. Now all I have to do is have it spin a little bit. That'll pump it, and then I have to move them back and forth a little. And then that creates another type of spin acoustic resonance pump, which creates more efficiency as I can pump faster and thrust more. I also store within inside the fuselage the necessary gases and fuels to be in orbit, which is great. That's what I really actually designed this for. I started off with a nuclear thing, but I was like, no, not something I want. But you know what? Hydrogen's nice. I have hydrogens. I can use hydrocarbons. It's electron redox flow. It's essentially same thing. This will be way easier. I don't like the idea of death like that. That's scary. You know what I mean? Like fucking hell. But it's like, hey, I'm still getting to orbit way easier doing that. And that's why I have it in my airship and other types of YouTube channel videos. It's essentially a version of the same thing. Just smaller, more compact, more like meant for everyday people versus this, which is like, are you a NASA astronaut or in the military? You're about to have too much thrust. Let me tell you about the too much thrust problem you're about to have. Did you want to go to Mach fucking 12? No. No, 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 you did. Here's 9G punch force, and then we'll drop it down to 3. And then maybe we'll bring it up a little bit. Let's see what you can take, soldiers. No, 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 no. It's okay, guys. It's gonna be fine. It's you can handle high G loads for long periods of time, or we can just go up, start a little acceleration, float up to the top, and just go into orbit from that. That's fair. You could do that, or punch it. Don't you want to punch it and see what you could do? Not that much. You know what I mean? But that's why I like it. It's a Q value efficiency that makes total sense. Because it's like, no, no, no. Well, that drag and everything else, that's a low pressure zone that's effectively perfect for any given amount of Stirling. Not to mention, it's essentially perfect because it's really high altitude, which means I have IR emittance and a Stirling vacuum, which can bleed off heat. It's like, I don't want that low pressure zone there to begin with. So it's like, what do you know? Less drag. I'll just dump more air there. I'll just let it, like a carburetor and a Venturi system, dump more air in that area, which now suddenly means I have a type of phase change as a cooling for the Starlink. I also happen to gain more lift as a result of that. But the lift thing is like, yes, because I'm effectively, during that, allowing for a very specific boundary layer that's always traveling very stalled. And it's always going to be a very lower pressure because it'll basically have a vortex above it that tries to suck up more air from that, creating a pocket of much lower constantly, but still quite high velocity above it, air. So it always travels with a really high lift characteristic across the entire surface area and body, which can be dynamically moved and changed based upon any given type of valving system you might want to use in terms of sliding valves and little aerodynamic wing canard pieces, effectively, like ailerons. I mean, if you can do ailerons, you can do this, so I don't see what the problem is. So it's like, behold! Much more expensive way to get to space, but for the low, low price of I beat you in war. You too can have that. Makes no sense to me. You know what I mean? It's like, why would I have to care? Oh, right, yes, no. But what if I just extended the wings and then made the fuselage flatten itself slightly? And became more of a delta wing, and then there was vacuum areas there that were supported by a bunch of Stirling diaphragmic linear generation technology, which then makes it such that I have way, way more buoyancy at higher and higher altitude, and I'm able to get more and more lift. It's like, behold, space, the final fuck you, effectively. I can't believe you're able to escape our fucking capitalistic bourgeois systems. Meanwhile, me, I'm not coming back, fuck you. I'm never coming back. If I don't have to come back, I'm not coming back. Don't do air travel cheaply. Meanwhile, me, balloon, vacuum balloon, go vacuum me, balloon like, and I go up. I go up, and I don't have to care, I don't have to care, I don't have to care. Go fuck yourself, I don't have to care. Nope, 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 nope. Where did you come from? Stupid fucking fighter jets. Behold! Maximum fucking turbo overdrives. Boof. Do you... With your... What's with the afterburner bullshit? Sir, he's going Mach 12. Sir, shoot him down! Defense systems be activate like Chaffies and whatnot. Meanwhile, me, laser their eyes! I fucking decided to laser their eyes! Laser their eyes! Sir, be laser in their eyes! Behold! I dropped little, tiny, very hot gas up, pieces of metal that I'm flinging at you. Actually, I'm not. I'm really just dropping them. They're shaped a little bit like teardrops with some fins. No! Ow! I can't see! What are we gonna hit? I am in the atmosphere. I'm never gonna fucking come back into the atmosphere. I am out of the atmosphere. I'm never going back to your fucking shitty place. I will never do it. No! No! You can't make me go back to the fucking earth. I finally got out. You bitches! I'm gone! I don't want to live on the planet anymore. You suck! I have fucking ways of making the moon mine. Shut the fuck up. I'm not coming back. Meanwhile, sir, we were busted by some guy that made something in his garage or whatever. I can't hit that altitude. I'm never coming back. No, you're gonna come back. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna give you internet. I'll get internet somewhere else. What are you gonna do? Do you have food? I can make my own food. What are you gonna do? You can't make your own. I can make whatever fuck I want. Fuck off. I can make food. Get out of here. I have my own fucking techniques on that one. I don't have to just grow it from earth and soil. Like, come on. No, I would prefer you didn't tend to have said that. Meanwhile, I'm able to make faux meat. Look at me. Meanwhile, me. Well, I don't need to do that. I just need protein structures that grow. That's just like given amino acids and some enzymatic processes of various like organic compounds that will stick to themselves and naturally do that with chemical precursors that'll just grow themselves over time. I don't need to make stem cells. I just need protein. I just need the right amino acid and all the rest of it. I never have to come back. I'm never going back. Fuck you. I just need the right calories and nutrients. Could you... Can you come back here? No. No! I refuse! On the moon today, I am doing my terrarium building under the ground, and I'm making a couple of light tubes. I'm growing soil, and I'm making a bunch of sealed environments under the moon's surface. I'm making all of my 3D printers do some work. And simple mining equipment. Do 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 do. I'm never going back. Fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. Please! Please! It's on my YouTube! Leave me alone! I have strict rules for my zone. You're not allowed around here. What is this? Who are you? Who are you over here? What is this? Show yourself. Where's your identity? I'm a fucking NASA astronaut, bitch. The fuck? I have a gun. I will defend this place. This is mine. You are not allowed in my place. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I won't go over there. Thank you. They're shining lasers at me again today. Stream. They're shining lasers today. I decided to make it such that I have a big, ginormous, huge umbrella kind of destructive interference laser field that's, observing any kind of lasers heading my way. Any kind of fields that are trying to, examine me with destructive interference fields. Privacy is nice. They could just watch my stream if they wanted to really know. I'm pretty not okay with the fact that I ended up brandishing a weapon at an astronaut, truthfully. But, to be fair, they tried to fucking bring me back down to Earth with F-22 Raptors, and I'm super not okay with it. I was in fucking national water airspace, so fuck off. It's so uncool. This is not... Why didn't it go through? He bans certain words and phrases. He has good moderators. Donate now if you want to help me. Really? Yeah, no, that basically just makes sure I have internet access somewhere to do this. It's kind of lonely up here. I'm growing like a person inside of this artificial room. I'm going to see if it happens to happen. I'm pretty sure the NASA people don't care to try and date. It's kind of hard to find someone on the moon, Anyway, open for the long distance. Okay, well, that's fair. This is nice. This is honestly pretty nice. Not even gonna lie. I get to walk around just naked most of the time in my like underground little fucking base. Got a sweet fucking like gig with just removing charged particles with my field, magnetosphere like a little area of effect magnetosphere kind of thing. And then like with light, I can really maneuver them. I capture that, and that's a lot of extra energy. Nothing is breaking. Dust is annoying though. So I have to like constantly do like a bunch of anti-static, repulsive electrostatic stuff, which is annoying, but like it's working. I have found this rock that is pretty colored and is somewhat clear. I think I'll be able to make it into something that looks cool. Behold, my pretty rock I have on the mantle. It has been cut. It looks nice. It's good progression these days. The bacteria is holding, the fungus is growing, it's working together with the seeds that I've got. I'm still able to keep going with my repairs and maintenance of my other food source. My bioreactor kind of like growing food source thing. Makes electricity while it does it too. Shocker! What do you know? It works off the same fucking things that our body does, and we make electricity. So it's like, just soup that up a little bit. Oh, you can't run off of new renewables, huh? No way, it's impossible. Renewables can't work somehow. Fucking retards on that capitalistic crap. Behold, I am so big and large, with my vast wealth and knowledge. I don't see it. You're not on the moon. I don't even have much money. Yeah, this stream's doing a lot better than I thought. Yeah, I didn't think anybody would really care. Apparently, there's some international incident, some fucking crazy lunatic guy. I am on the Luna. Boom. Hey. It's boring. I don't get to play video games. Most of it's just building up my base and continuing. Although this is more like a video game of life. Right now I'm making a big old dome. It's good. I like the dome. I'm currently testing out satellites around the moon and in between Earth. So that way they can't fire nukes at me or missiles or things if they don't like it. It's pretty nice. So far, I'm gonna go test some fucking nukes over on like Mars. One of their moons is apparently like something I can use. It's far enough away. Did you see the fucking big light? Did you see it? It fucking ignited. It blew up. It blew the fuck up. It blew up. I have nukes. Yeah. I am a country. I have a GDP. It's just me, but still, fuck you. Look at me. I sell this. I will ship it to you. You will respect me now, bitch. You will recognize. That's right. You're gonna recognize me. I'm gonna leave this moon. I don't want to stick around. These guys are mean. They always say stupid shit. They never want to help anyone in any of their countries, it seems like. They all have fucking stupid egos and personalities. Garbage grandstanding political beliefs. For various, like, personality, I am this now. These are the actual world leaders. I don't like this. You know, it's a good thing I'm home, though. The baby came out. That's why I kind of want to leave. That's right. It's fun. I'm going to raise her. She's going to do well. Yeah. She's got more than adequate enough for nutrition, scanning her with all the blood things and the, body and heart stuff. Looking up a lot of medical textbooks. You guys were quite helpful. Stream on that one. What it is I need to look out for and whatnot. I got a lot of great automated systems. For what it's worth, the preserved hand that I chopped off is pretty cool. I'm gonna just break it down into the bioreactor and eat it later. But like, the new hand is nice too. It's got brand new stem cells and like I'm thinking about going after one of my given like little nodules, the little what is it, the thingies, the endocrine or whatever it is. I forget what the fuck that's called. I don't really care. Whatever that thing is for the immune cells and all that. I am very, very, very much able to be repaired. I'm looking younger these days. My artificial it's really faux artificial more than anything. Gravity is working. It's not really artificial, but it's working. Look, behold, this is what it should weigh. I move this away, and it weighs what it should be on the moon. And I put this over here, and now it weighs that amount. There's no air, you know, being imparted onto it. There's a field, whatever, but best I can do. It's my momenta field, I guess, or whatever, the thruster thing I talked about on my YouTube channel. You guys might actually want to take a look at that. People say that they will, but then I've never seen any of the numbers go up. Am I like really super shadow manned or something? I guess they just expect me to explain it some other point. Streaming constantly is annoying. Pretty bored. I'm gonna do other things. I'm testing like a fusion reactor. Currently it's working though. My little micro tunnel fusion thing. That's good. Building a big old shippy ship. Yeah, the NASA guys aren't super happy I'm around. Somebody fucking landed a rover near us. And just sat outside of our fucking goddamn country borders. It's R now because I have a child, so. I've got a new dog. I'm growing him. Well, her, but pets are nice sometimes, right? That's what it is. I'm able to support him, which is nice. So. I don't know. I thought there'd be something more to this. It's boring. It's basically the same equivalent of what I had over there. But at least I have more opportunity, because I have the very things I need to be able to be successful. It's not like the stupid, retarded systems that they had in the past. Well, still have, really. I'm just downloading a lot of history, what the true history is and all that. I made some computer chips, some storage, hard drives, and all that. Yeah, I kind of saw the problem of only coming up with like this amount of computational power. I was like, I kind of need more. I don't like the rover, but they're allowed to be on the border. So it's like, whatever. Fuck it. I was like, you're not allowed to look at us. Remember, they turn around. What do you know? All of a sudden, everything's blacked out. I can't see anything or sense anything. Gee, I wonder why, Rover. What are you gonna do about it, people that sent it here? I can literally fuck around with this. Stop fucking around! It's an international blah blah blah. Not even on your fucking goddamn Earth. Like, I give a fuck. What are you gonna do? Come over here and stop me? That's what they do over there. You turned off a rover looking into your fucking country. Really? You have drones. You don't see this as the same. Fucking a big old fucking stink. I love talking about that. Multiple interviews later. Oh, look at this headline. No, no, no. Blah, 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 blah. He was so mean and blah. Versus, yeah, no, this is fucking nothing. What is this? What is this? Obviously. Or are you inciting him to fucking send nukes to us? Meanwhile, my arsenal of 9,000 nukes is complete. I then blew up like 4,000 of them over one of I think it was Pluto's moon. Let's see what I could do. My faster than light travel. It worked. Got there within less than a day, which is faster than light, so. That was fun. They still haven't figured out how to get past conventional fucking, reactive chemical expansion, thrust stuff. Seems boring. They're bickering and fighting about what to do with the guy in the moon as he makes like a fucking goddamn like actual country they have to recognize. Bitch, moan, groan, my economy, here's a stock, blah, 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 blah. Here's an actual fucking company, too. Here's his own fucking, like, server and ISP. The only one on the moon. To be fair, though, the government does use it, like, multiples of them. Specifically to help them with, apparently they don't have faster and light communication. What is that about? Fucking weird. Well, I mean, you guys know now. I'm just gonna connect it as an ISP to multiple freaking people around the world. Look at me and my satellites and all this other fucking balloon things and all the rest of it. Yeah, simple stuff. What's the problem? Why don't you just do this? Basic wormhole tech. It's more of an entanglement than anything at that point. You know what I mean? It's not really. I mean, it produces a wormhole. Hey, well, it's an entanglement area that basically makes a tunnel that constantly happens. It's really quantum tunneling, but eventually it'll turn into, over enough time, something that is more like a portal wormhole. So it's like, that's fun. I already have that on my YouTube. I demonstrated how I made it, but it's like, look at the machine, make my thingy. They're like, can you be more specific? No. Behold the machine and the thingies. Replicate that. Fuck you too. Behold my YouTube channel. Guess what? This is a very, very, very large 500 million view video. Now, like, I'm gonna be able to make it, but how did you do this? It's like, they've done it. They've replicated it. Yeah, no, but in small scale. Why don't you just do better? Fuck off, okay? Fuck you. I see what you're doing. Fuck you too. Meanwhile, I'm like, whatever, it's fine, it's cool, it's whatever, I'll just use light-based, field-based communication stuff and faster and light travel things. It's like, what, guys? You have a perfectly beyond quantum encryption, faster than light, multiple terabytes a second as a $5 tier internet. Meanwhile, me barely raking in any money. It was like, why would I care? Like, all my fucking, like, shit just works and does this. It's my own government. Like, what resources am I going to make to go into something else? That's all I'm really doing. Like, any other government is basically doing that. It's like, this is the amount of resources I'll put it into with energy, elements, food, transportation, blah, 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 standard stuff. It wasn't very hard. I don't see what they have a problem with. Oh, that's right. They don't have the ability to make anything better because they always bicker and fight. Shade! Me, an evaluated multiple $1 trillion fucking GDP country. Meanwhile, that's only because I'm like running a lot of your shit. It's the stupidest thing. It's like, here you go, here's a bunch of moon stuff. Can you stop mining the moon and sending it back to Earth? It's supposed to be very difficult. It's not hard. Just do this. Just do better. Why don't you just fucking not have problems? Why are you bickering and preventing yourselves from progressing? I hate you. No, you don't. Maybe. I don't know. You're the one that's using my cell phone, my computer, my operating systems, my engines, my cars, my airships, my internet, my shipping. Just goes everywhere. Fucking tired of it. After a while, right? Brah. It's boring. It's like I have to manage all of you. What is this? It's like, no, I shall cut this off. What are you gonna do? I shall use other techniques. Oh, really? Any of those other companies. They're a lot more expensive, but have fun with that. Meanwhile, economies crashed. No. Well, anyways, you guys listened to me and did what I wanted. Nice. So many nukes. Look at my fusion reactor. Behold its splendor. It's like Old Faithful. Look at this. Firing at the Earth a never-ending amount of charged particles. Really? No, what are you kidding me? I'm not gonna fucking do that. That's stupid. It's just a show off. See? It's running. It's been running for a whole 3 months. There you go. Just a big plume of fucking plasma. Meanwhile, me. Oh, yes, no. I'm gonna make a magnetosphere on the moon. Could you not do that? I'm gonna break certain tectonic areas. That way, there's a lava and core like the Earth, and I want to create an actual atmosphere. So I'm currently like just making a bunch of different like big gas storage areas. They're gonna plume up with a bunch of, once I have a bit of a actual amount of atmosphere I can maintain and some heat for a while. An increase of different bacteria. I need to make sure that there's less radioactivity for a bit. Currently, right now, I'm achieving basically the same thing with my satellites and my faux anti-gravity and my constructive interference models, creating a basic net of magnetosphere around already, but like they're burning a lot of energy to do that. And, I want actual atmosphere. I'm also trying to do that, kind of heating up thing by having the moon spin a little bit faster. So it's actually on a 24-day cycle. That's going to be the next project for next year and a half. Should be fine. What? It's my faster light tech. I should be able to do it. Don't look at me. I just heard insane things. This is insane. I've been doing this for like, what, fucking almost a decade now. This is insane. It's now suddenly? Come on. Eh. Behold! The moon's 24-hour cycle in magnetosphere. Atmospheric conditions are remaining consistent. It is currently about the same equivalent that we have, because I've made sure to do a thicker atmosphere. Some of the noble gases are helping on that one. You know. But, anyways, let's see here. And, oh yeah, no, right. Yeah, no, it's fucking, hard to maintain specific temperature in given areas. So I'm using a liquid called water to act as a essentially heat battery and thermal recycling sort of system. Where did you get the water for this? Oh, I went over to like fucking what's the Jupiter thing, and then it was all like, yeah, what's up, hydrogen? And I just kept dumping it for a while. Turns out I needed to test to see if whether or not I could do more than just a baryonic substance, which would be light, to be able to, quantumly tunnel things. I already had like old styles of my initial prototypes. So it's like, well, if they are portals now, then let's test them. And I set up a basic pump system. And I was like, where's a good source of a large amount of oxygen? Huh. There's gotta be a source for a large amount of... Oh, hey, what's up, Mars? You have a large amount of oxygen on you, don't you? That's a lot of dust. Thanks, man. Just fucking give it to me. To use some electricity. Can fucking teleport, no way, tunnel using my tech over to that and use some light and free it up from all the dust. But I have water. That's a lot of extra heat and electricity. I must put that somewhere. Behold my massive magma and lava and magnetosphere movement that I need to have happen for the core. I had to previously set that up though. I had to fucking drill pretty damn deep into that fucker. It's still really hot. Like, oh, I'm gonna fucking take the heat and fucking use it to my advantage. You know what I mean? It'd be fine. Nice little automated system. I was like, all right, but guys, guess what? I'm also gonna go down there. I'll prove to you that this is really real. And I was like, see, I'm here. I'm in the core of the moon. They were fucking so disbelieving. I was like, you still think that there's no way to get to the moon and we faked it, the landing? You still think that there's a moon landing fake? The fuck? I'm still pissed off about it. They're like, no, fake. Just getting pissed. Anyways, I had to go change out the core a lot to allow for that way, allow for the core to ultimately be restructured to produce a better actual magnetosphere that'd be stronger and longer lasting and essentially move a lot more. So I had to spin that in a given vacuum field at first for a while before I was able to dump enough heat into the given rock system, and that was a bunch of kinetic impact and then also heat from water creation and more. And light effectively just dumps into momenta, thermal excitation, like exothermic reaction, just the kinetic quantum tunnel thing I was talking about for my faster and light tech, and getting everything to spin and start convection currents the way it would like, break the tectonic plate areas the way I would prefer them to be broken. That way they would be more consistent in how it is that they would move, more stable. I had a couple of vents placed in certain areas to help with the volcanic eruption that was bound to happen. Anyways, they're like, no, the moon had not changed. I'm like, it's fucking green. I was like, are you sure? It looks really green. Let me go over there. No, I'm in your orbit. Go away. You can shoot me down? Sure, yeah, as if. It looks green. Pretty fucking sure it looks green, bro. It looks pretty fucking green. There's blue there, too. From the water. This is boring. Why are you just like trolling somebody that's just fucking doing good things? Yeah. I know, right? Like, what the fuck is that about? Fucking retards. Yeah, they are! Eh. Whole thing. Nothing we can do really about it. Daughter's in her teens. Going well. Well, almost. Kind of. Yeah. Whole thing. I look back at the earth like, this is not what you could do. You could not do this. There's no geoengineering. There's no possibility of making renewables work. You can't do nothing. Loser, lame levels of crap. Winning at life is making everything fucking do better, and everything feels better and happier. You lose all the time at life. You make nothing feel better. Behold, the massive new war for whatever the fuck reason on this given continent. Why? I don't know. I don't know. What the fuck? I clearly have the ability to make it so all of you can eat and all that. What the fuck? They don't want to fucking work with me. They don't want to pay me. They don't want to do them. Stupid, dumb shit. Meanwhile, nobody decided to go to the moon to try and fucking like land on my fucking side. Meanwhile, this whole area is now mine. I just are at the entire moon. You're on my fucking place there. I have a certificate. Your certificate is meaningless unless you can back it the fuck up with something. We have country laws. Boom. You see that? See that over there? I hit Mars in like 5 minutes. Try me. Back it up. What are you gonna do? Huh? Try me. Fucking dumbasses. Alright, well, now they have a secondary habitat. We're leaving. We're going to a new supercluster. This is peace, sign out. All of it's set up. I did all the work for you. I did all the experiments. I'm out. The automated systems will know, and the rules will always be the same. There is no way to be anything other than this country on this fucking planet. It will murder and watch all of you. I have tested that many times extensively. Have fun. See ya! Hey guys, I'm on a new planet. I just wanted to give you a nice heads up. It's habitable. It's like Earth. Slightly less gravity. I don't really like that, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. No, I can change it. It's not hard to fucking introduce a little bit extra. with what we got. Mm. Wait, what? Yeah, it's a whole thing. Man, I'm over here. Where are you? I'm not giving you that. I'm not giving you that at all. Hey, you know what? If you manage to successfully in about 10 to 15,000 years send a signal this way, it'll reflect back. And then you'll know in about another 10 to 15,000 years. Hope you live for that long. Fucking hell. It's weird being in a child body. They're like, no, you will not live forever. Meanwhile, me, child body. I'm now in a child body. Have fun with that, I guess. Jeez. As if that's not possible somehow. So bored of it. You have no idea. It's like, look, I'm still on Earth. I use conventional rockets. My name is all the rest of the fucking people that didn't apparently ever want to progress somehow. Anyways, that's the design. That's the story. Blah, blah, blah. Bye. I'm going to pee. I'm going to upload this. Like and subscribe. Please share. Hit the bell. Comment with what maybe you might want to see. Give me some, feedback. Have a good one. Bye.